At Sunrise there is a peace that rises above all burdens. This is an upgrade. A feeling that anything is possible. I want to say that I drag myself from the comfort of my bed every day to enjoy the glory of the Sunrise, but you won't believe me and I'd be lying. In fact, I was there that day and so was he. Sunrisers have a connection simply because they are sunrisers. This shared, yet unspoken appreciation for things cool and beautiful may explain why I was immediately drawn to him, but I know it wasn't just because of the morning. Delila, you see, attracted me no matter what the day. The first time I saw him, I was sitting there, in my favorite secret spot, gazing at Lake Quinault. It is a hidden gem in Washington state owned by the Quinault Indian Nation, and before that day, if I had my way, no one but me would ever sit down and appreciate its beauty. The lake, a destination for fishermen, swimmers and visitors, is nature at its most spectacular. It is located deep in the Olympic National Forest. It's not easy to find, even if you're looking for it. Once discovered, even the most generous of outsiders will keep this secret to themselves. In an age where, too often, leisure time is wasted in front of a flat-screen TV, Lake Quinault is a reminder of reasons to take a vacation, and the sunrise over the lake is the definition of a must-see god. That particular trip took place in early summer. I remember this vividly because I had to be at my place no later than 5 a.m. to watch the sun rise over the mountain. Summer is the best time to watch the sunrise because no one in their right mind will wake up early enough or be strong enough to travel to my secret place. I am nothing but a document. Is this seat taken? Many people can't remember the first words they said to the love of their life, but I absolutely can. That morning, when I saw where the unexpected voice was coming from, the prothomalo of dawn revealed the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. Not all men thought so. Delila wore no makeup, a pair of ripped jeans and a faded grey hoodie. Her hair, perfectly blonde, looked like it hadn't been touched since she rolled out of bed that morning. It was clear that he made no effort to look good, and yet there was a spark in him that could not be hidden. Not with ripped jeans or a faded hoodie. Something changed in such a way that the moment I saw it, I changed. I had spent years guarding my secret spot, and now, amazingly, unexpectedly, happily, I wanted nothing more than to share my sunrise with her. I, unfortunately, was not born a poet, and the most romantic thing I could think of in response to his question was, "This is a free country." With it, he invaded my secret places, the lakeside and my heart. The silence that followed was emphatic and revealing. Delila was not there for small talk, he had come there to see the beauty of the sunrise. We sat quietly and watched the sun peek over the horizon, enveloping both of us in its warm light. He and I continued talking without words. He quietly told me that he understood the importance of the moment, and I replied that the moment was made even more special because he was there to share it. Perfection is a goal impossible to attain in this mortal world, but that morning came as near as is humanly possible. As the sun fully revealed itself, many thoughts swirled through my mind. Then, just as quickly and quietly as she had come, Delila rose to her feet, brushed some of the dirt off the seat of her tattered jeans, and walked down the sidewalk and out of sight. In the verbal form of 8 words, an infinite number of possible events are considered. 30 minutes passed, the fantasy of a lifetime. I was sure I would never see her again, and the thought made me very sad. Next 5 years passed, from that day 5 long years passed in the lake. There were first dates, first kisses, and the words "I love you" exchanged, yet each time fate or intent would break the promise. I became determined to find peace in my solitude. I always had a reason or excuse to end every possible relationship, but at the root was a shared sunrise and a conversation that didn't happen. I used to go to my place from time to time to watch the sunrise, not for him. At least, that's what I told myself. I went in without knowing that I was expecting. Hope to see her again. Looking forward to feeling what I felt that day. Hope he will be there. And then it happened. Again it was summer, the sun was rising, but this time it was there. Is this seat taken? This is a free country. Same 8 words. At the time, I didn't know that he also often retreated to our secret place. Seeing her again, I knew I wouldn't let this opportunity pass me by, not a second time. As Surya finished her role in our play, Delila stood up and wiped the dirt off her jeans just as she had done 5 years earlier. However, this time I also stood up. My name is Peter. I don't like coffee, but I'd really like to have a cup with you. My name is Delila, she replied, matter-of-factly, and I'd be happy to share a cup of joe. Is that what they call it? It's the funny thing that confirms that love is real. I couldn't tell her that day for fear of losing her, but in that moment I was sure. I had said I love you to others before, but it was clear to me that I had lied. For that moment, I finally knew what love looked like. Lifetime is only lifetime when viewed in reverse. A cup of coffee became a dinner date. A dinner date becomes a commitment. A promise became an offer, and an offer became an offer forever. There were kids and dogs and vacations, but more than anything, there were trips to Lake Quinault. Always at Sunrise. Always just the two of us. Never said anything. You never know that the end times are the end times until it is too late. The last trip we took to Lake Quinault was like the rest. It took a little longer to trek to weary old bones, but we found our places, sat together, and talked in silence. The sun, unaffected by time, rose fully as usual, but Delila rose only with my help. Would you like to share a cup of joe? He knew that I did. She knew that my greatest pleasure was sitting next to her and pretending to like coffee. He also knew that he would never return to watch the sunrise, even though I was too stubborn to admit it. At the cafe that day, we told stories of survival and loss, of family and friends, as we finally sipped our favorite drink. We made a mental scorecard of our lives and realized that we had won. I lost it 2 days later. Like that first day at the lake, I looked at him as he left me alone, this time with no hope of returning. The sadness I had felt years ago came crashing down on me like a tide. I'll wave. I will reserve a seat for you. These were his last words to me. True to myself, I replied, it is a free country. Then, he was gone. One day, hopefully soon, I will be watching the sunrise with my Delila from a better hiding place. Till then I go to my special place only at night. I am not alone when I go there. I make my way to a clearing and sit down just as I did all those years ago. As the moon reflects off the lake, I feel her comforting hand reach down to me, and in the silence only we can understand, I can hear her so clearly.